Stillness builds more muscle than movement. The mechanism hides inside a class of molecules your body releases only under sustained contraction. Myokines. Chemical messengers manufactured by muscle tissue under tension. They travel through the bloodstream, cross into the brain, and rewire cellular function from the inside out. Irisin converts white fat into metabolically active brown fat. IL-6 instructs the liver to release stored energy and lower systemic inflammation. BDNF protects aging neurons from the slow erosion of cognitive decline. None of these compounds are released by walking. None of these compounds appear during light cardio. None of these compounds activate without prolonged static load. This is the missing variable in nearly every modern fitness protocol. These molecules emerge only when muscle is held under tension and forced to negotiate with gravity for an extended span of time. The dynamic repetition of conventional training never reaches this signal. Stillness does. Research documented in PubMed Central confirms sustained isometric contraction triggers this myokine cascade within minutes, not hours. The signal begins precisely where motion ends. Heroic effort destroys the protocol within 10 days. Measured progression preserves it for decades. The mechanism, the 5 ancient holds, the 8-week blueprint. 3 civilizations encoded this knowledge in different languages. The Greeks called it stasis, the warrior's foundation of unbroken stance. The Chinese called it zhanzhuang, standing like a tree until the body remembers what the bones forgot. The Vedic sages called it sthira, the steadiness from which all higher states emerge. 3 traditions, 1 mechanism, 1 conclusion reached without a single shared word. The men who understood this lived longer, fought harder, and aged with the integrity of stone. None of this requires the body of a younger man. None of this requires equipment. None of this requires the willingness to suffer for show. Only the willingness to remain motionless when every fiber of the nervous system screams to move. A study tracked nearly 4,800 adults across 9 years and found that those who maintained regular strength-based resistance protocols held a measurable biological aging advantage written directly into their telomeres, the protective caps at the end of every chromosome. Research documented in PubMed Central confirms these markers correspond to roughly 9 years of preserved cellular youth. The cascade does not activate at the comfortable threshold. It activates only past it. The threshold itself is the door. Cross it, the cascade follows. Chapter 2. The 5 Ancient Holds. The first hold is Ma-bu, the horse stance. 3,000 years of Chinese martial tradition were built upon it. Warriors were forbidden to strike until they could endure it. Feet wider than the shoulders, toes forward, knees bent until the thighs approach parallel, spine vertical, arms extended forward, palms turned down. The quadriceps generate irisin under this sustained load. Irisin crosses the blood-brain barrier. It converts metabolically inactive white fat into thermogenic brown fat and stimulates the birth of new neurons inside the hippocampus, the seat of memory. The legs will burn. The legs will shake. The moment most men step out of the stance is the precise moment the cascade begins. Hold 30 seconds. Build to 2 minutes. 3 sets. The second hold is the pharaoh's plank. Egyptian temple reliefs depict guardians holding this exact rigid horizontal line for hours at a stretch. Forearms grounded, elbows beneath the shoulders, body forged into a single straight beam from heel to skull. Sustained isometric tension across the deep core releases IL-6 directly from the contracting fibers. The signal travels to the liver, instructing it to convert stored fat into immediate fuel, while simultaneously lowering inflammatory markers for up to 48 hours after the session ends. Research documented in PubMed Central shows IL-6 concentrations spike within minutes of sustained contraction and remain elevated long after the body is returned to stillness. The shaking is not weakness. The shaking is recruitment. Hold 45 seconds. Build to 2.5 minutes. 3 sets. The third hold is the Vedic back arch, the ancient yogic foundation of spinal power and neurological clearance. Lie face down, palms beneath the shoulders. Press the chest upward. Lengthen through the crown. Hold. Spinal extension under sustained load activates the glymphatic clearance pathway. Cerebrospinal fluid begins circulating with greater pressure along the vertebral column, flushing beta-amyloid plaques and tau protein aggregates out of neural tissue. Research documented in PubMed Central links this clearance directly to the prevention of age-related cognitive degeneration. This is neurological sanitation. The brain washes itself only when the spine holds the position long enough to demand it. Hold 30 seconds. Build to 90 seconds. 3 sets. The fourth hold is the Spartan lock. The Greek warriors at Thermopylae used this exact mid-range position as battle readiness. Knees bent, weight loaded, ready to drive forward into the phalanx at a single command. Stand. Lower into a half squat. Hold the angle where the muscle is loaded but not collapsed. This mid-range position recruits type 2 fast twitch motor units, the high threshold fibers that vanish first with age. The signal stimulates synaptic growth at the neuromuscular junction. You are not just building strength where strength was missing. You are rebuilding the neural wiring that time has been quietly dismantling. The high threshold motor units do not respond to comfort. They respond to load held past the point of negotiation. Hold 40 seconds. Build to 2 minutes. 3 sets. The fifth hold is the apang, the most primal grip position in human evolution. Before tools, before fire, before language, every ancestor hung. Find a bar above your head, grip with both hands. Lift the feet. Suspend the entire skeleton from the fingertips. The forearms, lats, and full posterior chain ignite under body weight tension and release BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. BDNF is the molecule that protects neurons from age-related degradation and preserves the architecture of memory itself. The shoulder capsule decompresses, the spine lengthens. Tissues that have spent decades in quiet compression finally release. The grip will fail before the body does. That failure is not the end of the hold. It is the exact frequency at which BDNF is manufactured in highest concentration. Hold 20 seconds. Build to 90 seconds. 3 sets. Chapter 3. The 8-week blueprint. 5 holds. 3 sets each. 3 sessions per week. 25 minutes per session. Nothing more. The protocol is simple. The protocol is brutal. The protocol works. By day 3, the legs feel different, lighter, more responsive, before any visible change has occurred. By day 7, the first myokine adaptation locks in. Inflammation markers descend. Sleep deepens without explanation. By day 14, posture shifts visibly. The shoulders rest further back. The spine sits taller against gravity without conscious effort. By day 21, the holds feel more controlled. The nervous system has begun recruiting deeper fibers. Tension becomes familiar. Fire becomes fuel. By day 30, everyday objects feel lighter in the hands. Stairs feel like nothing beneath the feet. Structural confidence begins to return to the frame. By day 42, the myokine cascade is no longer a spike. It becomes a baseline, a steady hum of cellular repair operating around the clock. By day 56, the cells are operating on a different biological timeline than the calendar suggests. What began as a 30-second test of will is now a permanent rewiring of the cellular machinery. This is not exercise. This is biological reprogramming through ancient geometry. The 5 holds will not deliver their full transmission without breath sovereignty beneath them. The inner pillar standing breath ritual is linked below and in the pinned comment. Master that first, then hold. The stillness does the rest.